Thanks for sticking with us here on New York Living. I have had the pleasure and privilege of being joined by the one and only Cheekies.
You are awesome.
You just showed me a great chicken sandwich.
Yes.
Fantastic.
And I'll make it better next time.
You don't have to. And now we switch lanes just a little bit, right?
Okay.
Because we get into the meat of the show. Approximately 50% of adults ages 18 to 24 suffer from anxiety. And our next guest, 22-year-old Carrie Berk, is one of those statistics. She decided to share her experience by putting a voice and face to mental health in her book called Mindfire, Diary of an Anxious Twentysomething, and it details her personal experience dealing with anxiety and OCD in the adulting era. Please welcome journalist, author, and influencer Carrie Berk.
Welcome.
Great to see you.
So excited to be here.
Yeah, this is a big topic, right?
Yes, 22 years old, and I love it. I love that you're writing about this topic because I think it is something that is, I think, being talked about a lot more. We hear a lot more about it now. So you say that more than 50% between 18 and 24 years old suffer from anxiety. Right. Do you think that what do you think? I mean, I want to see what, tell me, why?
She thinks a lot. She wrote a whole book about it.
Yes, I know.
A lot of thoughts. Well, this age group is suffering in particular because we're living in our adulting era. There are so many huge milestones during this time. Graduation, moving into homes for the first time, breakups, maybe losing loved ones for the first time. So many huge milestones. And what I'm really trying to do in this book is to help people through those milestones, because in this era, we're really struggling a lot. I'm in the pandemic generation, class of 2020. I didn't have a prom or a graduation. And my mental health really suffered as a result during the pandemic. And I'm still feeling the aftermath of what I experienced during the pandemic to this day.
It's interesting. So I have two boys. One is 19, one's going to be 16 tomorrow. And we talk often about that because they are also COVID children, COVID students.
Right.
It is amazing to me, and I applaud you for having this sort of fortitude and insight at such a young age. Was there a defining moment? Was there a specific moment where you were like, oh my gosh, this is too much. I have a name for it, and I need to do something about it?
Yes. So it was the middle of the pandemic. Like I said, didn't have a prom or a graduation. I thought I was fine. And then one day I was sitting on the couch and started having a panic attack. And my mom introduced this concept of anxiety to me. And I was confused because I didn't learn about anxiety in school. I just thought anxiety was synonymous with stress and didn't really understand that it was different from that butterfly feeling we get before a test. It could be really debilitating and hard.
Right.
And one day I was experiencing physical symptoms for a while, and one day I was at a pumpkin patch with a friend, and she told me that she also had anxiety, but it had gotten so bad to the point where she actually had self-harmed. And in that moment, I felt really triggered, and I kind of latched onto this idea that if she had anxiety and I had anxiety, that I was destined to end up like her, that I was destined to self-harm because that's what I thought people with anxiety did.
Right.
And once I took myself to therapy, I learned that I actually had OCD. I was obsessing over this thought, this dark thought.
Right.
And it was different from the OCD I saw in the media, the cleaning, the organization.
Anxiety and OCD and so many other things, they can look so different and show up so differently for different people. I grew up in a household, we did not talk about our feelings. And
not at all.
There was anxiety. I mean, and my sister and I talk about it now. She's like, gosh, I had anxiety, but we didn't call it that.
Right.
Now you're entering adulthood, right?
Yes.
What are you doing to step forth into that, knowing what you know now, and I suppose creating a community of people who understand what it is?
Well, it all starts with speaking out and eliminating some of the stigma. I feel like especially for something like OCD, we see it represented as excessive cleaning or organization. We don't see those stories of mental rumination, but that's a real thing. So I'm just trying to spread awareness for the types of anxiety and OCD that people suffer from in silence. And like you said, creating a community of people who feel comfortable enough to speak out. I'm trying to empower others to share their stories as I've done in Mindfire.
Are there things that you do to help you with your anxiety, like meditation, for instance? That's what's helped me a lot. Is there anything that you do on a daily basis? You speak about this in your book as well?
Yes, 100%. So as well as telling my story in this book, I provide lots of self-care tools for people. I know everyone
That's
loves
amazing.
that, needs that. I think one of my biggest self-care tools is movement. You said meditation. I really believe movement is medicine. I love running, cycling, and also using your 5 senses to really ground yourself to the present. It almost feels silly in the moment, looking around you, smelling things around you.
So important, though.
It is so
Yes,
important,
I
and it
love
really
that.
grounds you and just brings you back to your surroundings.
Beautiful, beautiful. I love that she's giving us tools as well in the book. I
Right,
love that.
exactly. Because you go to therapy. I was in therapy and I was like, why aren't you giving me the answers? He's like, they're in you. You just got to figure them out. 30 years later, thanks. Thanks for nothing. So you're doing all the hard work for folks.
Yes.
Thank you so much. Carrie Berk, congratulations.
Thank
really,
you.
Really, really, truly. There's probably going to be a second book, too, if I had to guess.
This is the second one.
There's going to be a third
There's
one.
going to be a
next.
third.
And a fourth.
Sadly, anxiety's not going away.
Yes.
So, but you are helping us manage all of it.
Thank you.
beautiful.
Thank you so much. The book is called Mindfire, Diary of an Anxious 20-something, which comes out May 13th. You can pre-order it now wherever books are sold.